Yay!
Oh, no.
All right, Goo, let's get into it.
Yes, yes.
The NFL schedules were released.
The holiday is over because that's what that was last night, Steiny.
Yes, the 49ers schedule is out, and we're going to be taking a look at it, obviously, today. And
I'm going to give you my record. We'll go and you give me yours.
What's that?
I'm going to give you my record as I've already went through where I think they'll lose and slip up at.
Yeah, well,
that's the fun part.
I mean, we'll go through it, but let me ask you this first. What sticks out at you most about this schedule?
The fact that the Niners play, and I'm not into this. I'm really not, and it's easy for me to sit here and say, Steiny, because I'm not a football player. You know, when you talk about the wear and tear and the attrition, but the Niners play 4 teams. They will play 4 teams coming off their bye week, and when you're as good as the Niners have been and your top dog or one of them, you know, again, Steiny, it almost goes to load management. I don't care. It's like if you're better, you're going to win if you got to play in 10-2. But the bottom line is they play 4 of their games with teams that are going to have the ultimate rest. So that stands out. And the second part, and you didn't ask me the second part, but I'll share with you, is business is so good and you are blockbuster still trying to, on that quest to get that Super Bowl trophy, you open Monday night in your cathedral against a damn good Jet team with Aaron Rodgers. So to me, that's prestige.
Yeah, to me, what jumps out, obviously, is the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
At home for the Niners on in Week 7, October 20th.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously a Super Bowl rematch. And then the week after, they got your Cowboys. Put a W down for the Niners.
What's that? Put a W down for the Niners. And it's Sunday night again.
Yeah, 6 primetime games.
Boy. I think it was Dallas, the Niners, and there's one more team. Spadoni, who was the other one that had 6? I got it written down. I'll tell you. The Jets. Aaron Rodgers, Steiny.
Yep, Aaron Rodgers. I've got to figure out this earphone situation.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing. A couple other things that stuck out to me about the schedule. Second half looks much more difficult than the first half. After the bye week, which is week 9, they go east of the Mississippi.
All right, here we go.
4 times. And they go east of the Mississippi 0 times the first month of the season.
Yeah, but we're talking about a monster, and that's what they are, Steiny. As long as they stay healthy, I got my money on them, except a few times in the schedule, and I'll point out to you. But ask me the one thing that bugs me about the schedule.
All right, hey, Goo, give me one thing that bothers you about the schedule.
On December 30th, they play the Lions on Monday Night Football, and I feel like at that point, I expect the Lions to be good along with the Niners. I feel like the NFL got that wrong. Give that game to us earlier because it may not have any significance. You know what I mean? They may have stuff locked up, the Lions and the Niners mainly. So I feel like we want a rematch of that great playoff game, that NFC Championship game. So I'm kind of irritated, but I'm projecting that they won't need the game, either team. But that's the one I'm like, man, give me week 3 or 5, or give me Christmas night on that one. Thanksgiving.
Well, let me give you the alternative.
All right.
The game means something for both teams, and both teams have to have it.
I'm in then.
Yeah,
you got me. I'm in.
And it might be it's week 17.
Yeah.
It's not week 18.
Right.
So I got to believe that there's going to be some kind of seeding involved. If these are 2 playoff teams,
all right.
Hey, this game might be for home field in the postseason.
I'll take that. So, you might be right.
And the week after that, they conclude versus the Cardinals,
who I think are going to be a more improved team. How about that?
Yeah, I mean they should be. But hopefully by week 18, you're all signed, sealed, and delivered, and you don't have to play your big boys that game if that's the way you want to go. But the schedule's out, and
6 prime times.
Can you help me?
And all day, I'm here for you. Anything but money, I got you.
Okay.
All right.
And I want the listeners to help me here, too. First, I'll rip off a super tweet. The great Rich Mitchman for $1.99.
Somebody's Spadoni. Damn, now I butchered that.
You got to trade. You got to trade.
So I'm asking the great Rich Mitchman.
Kuminga's they got to dump or trade Kuminga.
Why does he do that?
I don't know.
Or she? Why?
I don't know. And I'm omitting some of the words.
Okay.
Great Rich Mitchman. But help me with this.
All right.
And listen, I'm not looking to be. I'm not the downer here, but I'm just curious. What is it that makes the unveiling of the NFL schedule such a big deal when you compare it to baseball and basketball? And here's what I'm after.
I gotta glue my lips together. I'm already ready to answer. Go ahead.
Before they unveiled the schedule, we knew the opponents. So what makes the dates so special, and why is this such a huge day? 888-957-9570. I'm just kind of, I get it. It's the NFL, and the NFL's the king.
Yeah.
And there's only 17 games, so they all mean something. So maybe I'm answering my own question. But I don't know. It's interesting that we know all the opponents they're going to have. We know the home and away opponents they're going to have. And so it's just a matter of where they're going to be placed in the schedule. So tell me, Goo, why do you love this day?
Okay. And I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah, of course.
Grade my answer. Compute my answer and say, you know what? It's only my answer. But, Steiny, you said it. Unlike the NBA and baseball, there's a plethora of games. They're 82 and 162. The NFL is king. Shout out Pete Franklin, Steiny, I believe, because each week is like its own playoff game. And now what the schedule does to me is it signals it's getting closer. You can taste it. And the fact that you find out when you play, you know, where you play and what time you play, a lot of people are going to take trips and they're going to plan accordingly. And that's what I believe is why it's so enticing and exciting to visualize, okay, the Niners are playing Monday night the Jets. That's way better than, hey, the Niners are playing the Jets and not knowing. The world's going to stop. You know, it's Monday night. The prestige in that game tells you and signals the Niners are still Billy Badass.
Okay. I get that. I understand.
B+.
I understand. Oh, I didn't grade you A-. All
right.
I didn't. How do I want to put this? I get that some people travel to some games. I guess they look at the schedule, then they pick out.
No doubt.
But that's relatively few people, right? In the grand scheme of things.
You'd be surprised, though, Steiny.
Well, I know the 49er fans travel well.
Well, how about it's just a part of it? It's a part of it. Like, there's a select percentage that do that. But just knowing, hey, you know, I'm a Viking fan. You know, I don't know where we're at. We're kind of up and down. But the NFL is going to tell us where our brand is at and how they view us. And that's just, to me, part of it. But now we know what times the games are going to be played. I called into Willer and Dibbs. They had the schedule party yesterday, Steiny. It was awesome.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they called me. They wanted a representative from I thought you were aware of this. They wanted
but I forgot.
They wanted a representative
I meant to say I didn't want you to do it.
Every team that they were playing. So I represented the Cowboys and I crushed Dallas. But they had some big timers call throughout the country representing each team, like the Lions, and had some guys from Fox Sports. Spadoni, you know I'm bad with names. I'm trying to remember one guy, but they were some heavyweights. But to me, that's what it's about. And the fact that you're not a fan, Steiny.
No.
No, and I'm just wondering, maybe that's the component on, you know, why it's, you get it, but it ain't like, it ain't do or die for you.
Well, I get it. I get the people that are traveling to games. And then
that's big.
And then I get all the fans kind of looking at it and overall assessing it. It's just, to me, it's really proof that the NFL is head and shoulders above every other sport.
Man.
It really, that's what this schedule release proves to me.
They do a primetime unveiling, Steiny.
And they do it But we already know the opponents. It's and where the game's being played. So the fact that they're just dropping games on specific dates, that's all they're doing.
Well, there's slots now. We got Thursday. We got Sunday night, 10 a.m. What? Like, how long you think that it's been king, the NFL? Like, it's a while, but they just keep growing in regard to now this was prime time yesterday and the world stopped for football fans. But you didn't ask me, and I'm going to just say it again. I think the fact that there's not that many games compared to the other leagues is a big part to me why the NFL is where it's at, Steiny.
All right, well, listen, I'm all ears today, and I'm open-minded. So if you're a Niners fan, let's just talk two things. One, why do you get so excited about the schedule? Why do NFL fans get so excited about the schedule? And then give me one thing you noticed about the schedule. One thing maybe you like or don't like about the schedule. I guess I'm answering my own question here, because even though you know the opponents before they unveil the schedule, I guess it's obvious that the order of the opponents and when you play them does matter. And, some of that stuff is sticking out, obviously, right now with the San Francisco 49ers. I agree with you. I was in the boss's office, and he said, what jumps out at you? Like, what jumps out at me? And to me, what jumped out was weeks 12 and 13. The 49ers are at Green Bay and at Buffalo in consecutive weeks.
Wow.
So, those are two teams that are big boy teams. Packers are certainly expected to be better, and they were pretty good last year. They made the playoffs. So that, to me, is what stuck out. The Packers and the Bills on the road. There's just the one thing. You remember me saying the one time that one of the cool things about certain games is you see teams that don't play against each other a lot, and
the uniforms.
Uniforms. I'll give you the uniforms.
The nostalgia. That's the word you use.
I'll give you the uniforms. And
look at him warming us, Madoni.
That's what I do when I picture the Niners and the Bills. I'm picturing them lining up on the line of scrimmage, and me thinking to myself, boy, you don't see that a lot. You don't see the Bills play the Niners a lot. You don't see those uniforms going up against each other. So
the last time they played, it was in Arizona in the COVID year when Josh Allen was phenomenal. Remember, but Niners were playing in the Cardinal Stadium. That was a Monday night game.
What happened that year? I can't even remember.
Niners didn't make it. Jimmy got hurt.
Okay. Yeah. All right, 888-957-9570. Let me hear it, 49er fans. What game are you picking out if you're one of the people that travel to these games? I want to know what stuck out in the schedule unveiling that you guys noticed, and we're going to be picking it apart a little bit over the course of the show.
And Steiny, real quick, that Buffalo game after the Green Bay game, which is a 125 game in Green Bay out here on the West Coast, 125, that is a Sunday night game against the Bills. So that's prime time, Josh Allen and Brock Purdy. And we know he doesn't like to throw a wet ball, so I wonder what the conditions will be.
December in Buffalo, I'm sure it'll be nice, 75 degrees and sunny.
Well, hopefully he'll have snow rather than rain.
Or sleet, right?
Oh, God.
Are we all convinced he has a thing with throwing the wet ball?
I'm going to keep...
So don't even without saying...
It's something that I've noted,